Hello, beautiful souls. Before I share the projects that I created, I want to give you an update on the purse gift bag that I created. When I decided to do a smaller bag, and this is how it turned out. It's actually going to be probably a little bit bigger than this, and this is really quick to make, and this one is gusseted. It's not it's not like in a box like this one is, you know. It's more sort of like a box purse. And when I created this, which is also going to be included in the original size, I'm going to include this as a bonus in the original size, so you don't have to, you know, resize it yourself. I already did it for you, and I'm not going to sell it separate. You know, it's all going to be together in one file. When I created this, when I went to save this file, of course I used the original file to resize it. Unfortunately, by accidentally, when I went to save this, I overwrote the original file, so I have to recreate just the layering part of the file, and you know, that takes me a little time, so it's gonna be a delay in when I bring this out. So that's gonna be a little bit more time, extra time. It was already done. I even did the video in how to assemble it, but unfortunately I lost the original file, so I would have to just recreate just the layering part, which is, you know, the top part. But anyway, this is how the smaller version came out. I think it turned out super cute. Really cute. It's not gonna have these handles or the rings because it's gonna be way too small, so you would have to use either ribbon or, you know, or a lace trim, sort of like this. This could be used as a handle. You could even use pearls as a handle. You can use whatever, you know, whatever would make a nice handle for the bag. So you would just have to add that part. But look how cute this came out. This was just a draft. I think I might make it just a little bit bigger, not that much bigger. And it has, you know, quite a bit of room in here for you to add some small goodies when you're gifting someone. Okay, so just an update on that. I was really disappointed when I lost that file because it takes, you know, it takes me time, and I am not a graphic designer, so I learn as I go, and I have to really, you know, try to figure it out. So before I show you the projects I created, I do want to mention that my inspiration for creating the tags, she does have a YouTube channel here, and it is Jill Norwood. And she totally inspired me to create the tags. She started off, the video that I saw that inspired me was she created these apron tags, which I will get to in a moment. And that's what started, you know, the spiral roll, or the spiral. That's what started the inspiration for me to, you know, create these tags. I don't celebrate Christmas. I really don't. It doesn't have the same meaning for me as it does for most people. It has a totally different meaning for me, you know, but my friends and family do celebrate it. I like to give people according to who they are. I don't want to give them according to who I am. And even though my style is shabby chic, I will still create something that they like, even if it's something that I normally wouldn't do. And depending on how I feel personally, it's not so much of a compromise, it's so much of an honoring who they are, in appreciating who they are and what they like. So with that being said, these were the tags that inspired me to start creating some tags from Jill Norwood. So she created these pretty apron tags. I'll show you one by one. So she started by creating these pretty apron tags. She likes the reds and the, you know, traditional colors that people normally put together during the Christmas holiday. Since I like shabby chic, I created mine in shabby chic. They're all in shabby chic. So this is what I created. And I added some ribbon here. Let me show you the dye that I used to create this. This is a dye that does come from China. And it's right here. I will link, you know, as much as I can on my Facebook page. I don't put links here on my YouTube page, my YouTube channel, because of the policies that, you know, YouTube puts up. So this is the dye that I used to create these tags. And so these are gingerbread men that I used from, you know, the Cottage Cuts dyes. This is a Cottage Cuts dye right here. And this is not where I got the gingerbread man from. And some I used from this dye. This is a house dye that I also got from China. And here's a gingerbread man here. This is a three-dimensional gingerbread house. So I did use the gingerbread man from this one on, you know, on the other tags, the apron tags that I did. So it comes with all these elements, which I absolutely love. And this is a punch that I got from Martha Stewart. This I bought years ago, and it does come with a stamp. It kind of resembles a poinsettia, and that's why I used it. I don't have a poinsettia die yet. I'm waiting for one to come in that I ordered from China. So it's real tiny, but it'll work for this since this is a small tag anyway. And the stamps are in here. It comes with a larger flower and a smaller flower, and then the center stamp here. And it has its own little compartment. This was very clever, really clever. And you know, I barely used this because I really don't know what to do with it when I first got it. You know, when I wasn't even paper crafting yet, and I went ahead and got it anyway. I'm glad I did. So anyway, that's how I created this flower. I used this glitter liquid glue that I have, that I get from my local discount store. And here it is. It's only $2. So that's the glue, and I added some of that, and it's real shimmery. It's really nice. It works really well. And I matted, oh, I got some glitter back there, that's okay. And I did matte the dye. What I did was I took the dye and I just traced the outline of it, and I just manually cut it, and then I added some of these elements that are from my digital collection. This right here is the Santa baby paper. Here's another Santa baby paper. See the little Santa there? I used a 6x6 since the prints are much smaller. And here goes the measuring spoons that comes with the die. The mittens also come with the die, and it's really nice because it has you know, like a quilting effect to it, and it gives it a really nice quilting effect to the mittens. And these are little tiny stamps, and it comes with one die that I did get from China too. And then this is my paper that I used, my Shabby Chic Doily Dreams paper. And here goes the mittens again. So this was totally inspired by Jill Norwood. Thank you, Jill. I absolutely love your tags and how you put them together, how you created all of your tags that I've seen so far. They are adorable, they are sweet, they are warming, they're so pretty. Her tags are really pretty. I highly recommend her channel if you need inspiration on creating some holiday tags. Please visit her channel. Again, it's Jill Norwood. Thank you for the inspiration, Jill. I appreciate it. Then I went ahead and created boxes for it. I created my own apron box. I saw a YouTube channel. Totally forgot her name. Oh my goodness. I will link the name of her channel. Not link, but I will add in the description box the name of her channel, because I totally forgot and I meant to write it down and I just got sidetracked. But anyway, she was showing, she's doing a Christmas in July hop, and she created these boxes from a Sizzix die, and she said she only paid $20 for it in Walmart. They don't have it online, you know, because I checked. But I did go on eBay, and they have these for $30 and up. I didn't want to spend that much, and I'm keeping my costs down. So whatever I can create from a die that I like, but I don't really want to spend the money for it, I will create it with my brother's Scan and Cut. That's how I created this 3-dimensional box. I created it with my brother's Scan and Cut. And it's perfect. It's everything aligns perfectly, and how to assemble it, and it's so easy. And I also did the layering parts so that I don't have to guess, you know, to cut this out by hand. So that's also within the file that I created. If anybody's interested, I will create kits for these. You know, of course I will, you know, if you would like, I would create the tags to go in here. I'm not going to cut them out with my die, because that's going to be way too much cutting, and it probably won't have like the spoons and the spatulas and the rolling pin. It'll just have this part with a pocket. You know, you would have to come up with clever ideas and how to decorate it, which I'm pretty sure you will. There are many crafty people here on YouTube, so you would have to figure that out, okay? But if you're interested, it's really simple. This is how it actually looks. Let me get one of these together. These are the layering parts that would come with the kit, and of course I'm going to use my own paper, because I'm not going to have you try to figure out how to cut it if I just sell you these, you know, the box part, which doesn't make any sense, you know. So this is the base. And it's real simple to assemble. I will do a tutorial on how to put these together. It's so simple to assemble. And then these are the layering parts for it. Okay, so that's I wanted to show you that really quick. And Jill Norwood does the most cutest gingerbreads. And so I created my own file using the Brother Scan and Cut also, since I don't have a gingerbread die. And these are so simple to create. It just made no sense for me to try to find a die for it. It really didn't. And I also created the mitten. I have it in this size and in a bigger size. So I went ahead and created these also. And this just, you know, you just use satin ribbon or any trim or even lace trim like this to create your you know, the part that ties on the apron. Of course I'm going to put it here as handles, but you know, it just give it a nice effect that it looks like it has the tying element for the apron. So I just added that here with some flat back pearls on both sides. I didn't decorate the back, but yeah. And then this is a functional pocket. It really is functional. See, it's functional, so you can add some stuff there. You can add a tag there too. So I wanted to show you this one. Put this one here. I also made this one. These are the aprons that I put in here. Look how pretty that looks in there. And this is the Santa baby paper. I cut out, you know, I fussy cut some of the elements in there, and I just attached them to this box. This is another digital paper that I have that I recently created. It's not released because I'm gonna create another digital collection, and of course it's gonna be shabby chic again, and that one is gonna be, anyway, I'm gonna leave that as a surprise. So I did create this paper. Look how pretty that is. So this is another box, and it also has the layering element on the bottom. Okay, and then here's another one I created. I'll show you the gingerbreads in a minute. Here's another mitten here. So there's another one. It's how you put it together that makes it really stand out and makes it look really pretty. How you put it together. So here are my, let me show you the little gingerbreads. I only did a few. I didn't do too many. Of course, you see the ones here on the box, on the apron box. And I just layered her with, you know, with lace trim, flowers, and some bead trim there. And I did create clothes for her because I saw Jill did hers with fabric, and I absolutely loved it. That was clever, girl. Really clever. So I loved it. So I did it with the paper. So, and I did it so that I don't have to manually cut it. So this is also created with the Brother Scan and Cut and saved. Look how cute these are. I did it for her. I did it for her. These are just paper bowls that I also created digitally. Oh. And the face stamp is from Peachy King. I have bought this face stamp years ago. About 6 years ago. And it's still available in their website. It's called... Well, the website is peachykeen.stamps.com, and the name of the stamp is called Wide-Eyed Kids Face Assortment. Wide-Eyed Kids Face Assortment. I'm gonna link these on my Facebook page. I don't put links in the description box, so I will link these in my Facebook page. So if you're interested. I do have a blog too, which is teatimeanddolls.blogspot.com. I haven't posted there in a while, but I would like to start doing that in case, you know, I want to add certain things there. You know, like links as well, and I don't want to put them on the YouTube channel because YouTube does have a strict policy on, you know, linking, you know, adding external links. On that, and you know, even though people do it and you know the channels are still up, I don't want to risk having my channel terminated for that reason. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. So it will be linked on my Facebook page, and I will also get my blog up and running again. It's still there, I just haven't posted in a couple of years. That blog was mainly for the dolls that I created and for dolls that I have altered. So that's, you know, that's when I have put that blog up. Anyway, so look how super cute. And it does have the frosting. And this heart comes from this die here, which I will, if I can find, you know, some of the items that I'm showing here, if I can find it, I will link them on the Facebook page, Tea Time and Dolls. So this is the heart die that I used, and I used this size, not the smallest, but the second to the smallest. So that's what I used for the hearts in the middle, and I created the frosting, and I made it, gave the gingerbread a little bit of a crown here. This one has it too, and that little heart. And I used the digital paper that I have. I have it in the landscape size, in the portrait size, and in the journal size. So I used the journal size since the prints are much smaller. And you know, because since these are small things, you know, so I ended up using the journal size to cut out, you know, like things like this was just so small, and I want to be able to see the image in it. So there you have it. There's these. What else? Oh yeah, okay. I made these candy canes, and I do have a die for this, which I also got from China. It's fairly small. I thought it was gonna be bigger. I think I'm gonna create a bigger one using my Brother Scan and Cut. I really like the bigger tags. In the candy cane, since it's kind of thin, you know, it's slim here, so I would like this a little bit more bigger, have a little bit more, you know, I would like it to be more substantial. So that's that. And this only comes with this part, you know, where it cuts out here. So what I did was I cut it out in the black cardstock, and then I scanned it in my Brother Scan and Cut, so it can create the base, you know, so it can be, you know, solid. So that's what I did. And now I have the file for this. So when I cut these out with the die, I have my Brother Scan and Cut these parts, since my Brother Scan and Cut, you know, these are, and I cut them in multiples, so I don't have to keep taking out my Brother Scan and Cut, you know, to cut these out. So I have quite a bit of these already done, and all I got to do is cut out the this part of the candy cane with my die, and I just layered it. And it comes with this bow, and it also comes with hollies, but I didn't use the hollies. And I do love long ties on my tags. I do love that. And I put this one with lace because I like big bows. You know, when you tie it around a gift bag or gifts, I like big bows. So that's that. I only did 2 of these. Then I also did these. I'll show you one at a time. I used an oval die that I got from AliExpress. This is not the biggest die. There's a much bigger oval die, and I just layered it with some lace and some organza ribbon, lace ribbon, and added some flowers and some appliques and some pearls to this. And this is a stamp that I got years ago, a couple of years ago, and it's a nice huge stamp. It's also from China, and this is the Santa that I use, and I colored it in. Shabby, very shabby. I stamped it on one of the digital collections that I have. It's a pink one that has a lot of roses in it, since, you know, it has some light parts to it, and it has a pretty light pinks in it. So I decided to stamp it there, you know, so it'll still have a little bit of a background, but not too much showing on the Santa, where I'll be able to cut it in. Look how pretty that is. So I colored that in. Here's another one. This one I added this flower applique in one rose, and it has the same elements as this one, with the organza and the lace and the pearls. There was something I wanted to say. Oh yeah, and I glittered this part. So I stamped the Santa in the pink paper, and then I used an oval. You know, these are nesting dies, so it comes with a smaller circle. So I ended up cutting that out first, and then layering it on top of this, and then layering this on top of another cardstock, so it could be nice and solid and, you know, sturdy. This could be either ornaments, you can use them on a card, or you can use them as tags. And here's the last one. They're pretty much the same. You know, I just used different color ribbon. And this one has a little bit more of the pinks in the background, so you can see more of the paper on the Santa, even on the beard, but it's still pretty because it's still pretty light. So pretty. So I created these 3. And what else? What else? Okay. And I did put these together. This is a cottage cuts die, which is this one here. And oh my goodness, it is so tiny. I didn't know how small this was until I got it and put it and cut it out and put it together. It is a lot of parts. If you want to make, you know, like the curtains and all these little parts, the doors and the walkway and the flower pot and all these, if you want to cut them in different color papers, or, you know, or in different pattern papers, you got to keep layering, you know, papers here, and then you have all these extras that, you know, it's just, it's a little too much. You know, it's a beautiful die, but the way they constructed it for this, because there's so many parts, they have other cottage cuts dies that doesn't have so many parts to it, and it's okay. But for this particular die, and dies that are like this that are from Cottage Cuts, and they have all these other, you know, little stuff that you gotta, it's like this, if people want to cut this out in the green, you gotta cut out all these little pieces. What I did was I just cut out a paper the size of the die and just kept cutting out, you know, what I would want for the door to be, and the window, and the you know, and certain parts, the chimney, you know, all those parts. And you have to use all these papers to cut it out for you to layer. It is pretty, but I'm gonna make a couple of more, but after that I'm just gonna scan them in and, you know, print them out and have my brother scan and cut it, because it was a lot of work, and I don't want to commit taking up so many hours putting one of these together when I could be doing a couple of things, you know, in an hour or two. You know, this just took hours to put together because I had to keep cutting, and then the parts was, look how tiny that is. And then, hello, like seriously, the part that sticks into the marshmallow tree, it's so thin, and it's so, I mean, it was so tedious. It really was. It's really tiny. It really is. The end results are beautiful. You know, you would have to really make time to put one of these together, and I will continue to use it. But like I said, if I want a different color, I will do that and then scan it in and just make a collage of these in different colors and have my brother scan and cut it out for me, because I'm not going to commit to that. I really am not. Okay, what else? What else? Okay, I have these. I think I saved the best for last. I made some Shabby Trees. And again, this was the first one that I created. And I used the stamp again, and here's the tree. And this was so much coloring. When you stamp it out, it's not as flattering, you know, it really isn't. And I didn't really know what to do with it. You got to do all this coloring. It comes with the, you know, with the ornaments. You got to do all the separate coloring. And I didn't like the way it came out after I colored it. I said, I don't like that. So I decided, okay, I'm just going to glitter the whole thing. You know, after I cut the, you know, color, I stamped the tree in design paper, so I don't really have to do much coloring because there's already a background on there. So I just stamped it on a designer paper, And sometimes, you know, I did go around the edges, you know, with a Copic marker. And then I just added the glitter. Got some flat back pearls and glued them on. This one has a little bit of the gold in it too. And I just layered it. And I backed it up, you know, make it more sturdy. And you can use this as ornaments. You can use it on a card. You can use it as a tag. So this was actually the first one I did. And then I did another one which I flared out the lace even further. Look how pretty that is. And I added the elements. These are wooden buttons that I have. And I added applique and the flat back pearl. And I just made it a little bit more shabbier. I made it more pretty, more presentable. And then here's another one. I made this one even more flary. Added the appliques. And then here's the last one. This one has the light blue. And this one has this pearl, this lace trim that has the pearls, the pearl collage and the flower collage. And I just added some extra. And then here I added a teddy bear, a resin teddy bear that I have in my stash. These are clay pieces that I, you know, created using a mold. And then I just added some resin flowers that I have and some flat back pearls. And there's that. And then I also want to show this real quick. I will show this in another video, but I want to give you a sneak peek. I am creating embellishments. These are paper dolls. They are removable. And this is a stamp. This is a stamp. These are the Prima dolls, you know, the ones for the planners. So I did create these, and you know, they're embellishments. They're going to be embellishments. You can, you know, use them on the cards. You can use them in your mini albums. You can create tags with these. So I did quite a bit of these. I did, I have these, you know, all these 4 girls, and what I did was I stamped multiples, and then I colored them in, and I stamped, you know, the clothes separately on designer paper, and then I did multiples of those, and I just scanned them in and had my brother scan and cut them out for me. So these are printed copies. These are not like original, but these are the printed copies. But it was a lot of work, you know, to do it. So that's why I decided, let me just do multiples and then just scan them in and have my brother scan, you know, cut it out for me in batches, so I don't have to keep coloring and cutting and coloring and cutting and stuff like that. So I did do these. I have a couple of more here that I did. Ow, I just got burned with my lamp. Okay, so I did these. So these are the same girls, but they just have different color clothes on. And I just made them shabby. So these are gonna be, you know, they're not up for sale yet, but they will be. You know, I want to make some more before I put them up. Here's another set in here. So that's that one. And then there's this one that has the lace behind her legs. And that one and this one. So I just wanted to share these really quick, which really had nothing to do with this part, but that's just an update. Okay, I think that was it. I think I talked myself dizzy. That's pretty much it. Again, if you guys are interested in kits for these, just let me know, and I'll whip up a couple of these and I'll do a tutorial on that. And I already gave you the update for the purse. And, you know, so that's going to be a little bit more time. But this is so adorable, isn't it? So cute! And it will have the butterflies and all these layering pieces. I will include this also. These are separate pieces, and I just added it, you know, to make it look, you know, like a little hanging tag there. Anyway, with that being said, thank you to my new subscribers. I appreciate you stopping by and showing me some love. Right back at you. Let's share, be fair, be filled with love, and love one another. Take good care, everybody.